Hello my dear Taurus, and welcome to your reading for the month of May. Now my dear Taurus, let me tell you about this theme of the shifting of tectonic plates. You're an earth sign, and starting with May, from the middle of May to be exact, the 15th, Uranus is going to enter your sign. Now, when there are major shifts happening to certain elements, they manifest in a certain way. Fire signs, for example, they just explode. Water signs, their water gets unsettled, so it's like a storm on the sea. But for earth signs, the tectonic plates are shifting. So Uranus entering your sign is gonna break down old, outdated structures. We talked about this also last month. Now, these structures need to be taken out, as I said, because they are outdated. And you're gonna have I know that you are having a hard time with it, because Taurus is a fixed sign and you can hold onto things way beyond their expiration date. So Uranus was was in your 12th house, represented by Aries. So what I'm thinking is that in the last 6 to 8 years, your subconscious has been restructured and updated. So in this time span, you may have experienced either a loss of conscious, I don't know, either by being in a coma, fainting, maybe you were way more sleepy than usual and you thought that maybe this is you now, but it's not. Uranus was doing a lot of work there in the background in your psyche, and that part of you that is a bit hidden from your conscious. So more sleepy, a lot of things happening in your dreams, vivid dreams, or maybe experiencing quite the opposite, not dreaming at all, because maybe your psyche or your mind would have scared you with the things that it could have conjured up while Uranus was doing this this update. And while being in the 12th house, it's like finishing, Uranus was finishing this sort of a cycle for you. So now it's the beginning of a new cycle when it enters your sign, because once you have your mental, your background processes, your mental background processes being updated, restructured, now it's time for you to restructure yourself. So all these programs that you had have been eliminated. You know, the parasitic mind programs that maybe you have indulged in, or you maintained, or other people kind of, you know, I'm thinking about Inception, the movie. It's like other people have installed these into you, or you have been maybe you have been through things that actually programmed you in a certain way. So while our psyche's foundation has been renewed, Now it's time for us with our consciousness, with the I, the first house, the Taurus. It's time for us to take action. And it's gonna be a bit scattered. Why? Because Taurus, as I said, is fixed. So it's very hard for you to let go of things. But now in these 6 to 8 years, it's time for you to do that willingly, so outside forces don't come in and do that for you. Okay, it's better for you to manifest your will than to act on default and wait for outside circumstances to bring change upon you. Okay, because you run the risk of feeling controlled or not having a strong foundation, and that is very hard for an earth sign. So your spread here, we have 5 the Hierophant, 16 the Tower, 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, 5 of Swords, 2 of Swords. I don't do reversals, but I'm trying to experiment a bit here. The channel is very new, so we're gonna still shift and change things like Uranus is. Until we get a good formula that's working for us. So I started your reading with this, with you and the Uranus energy hitting home. Okay, so 5 the Hierophant. This is you, Taurus. Okay, you're a very traditional sign. So in this card we can see here society and tradition and religion and the book of knowledge here, and how all these things together actually whip us, our beautiful natural selves, into submission. It's like if you don't act a certain way, you're not accepted into society, like in this city here in the back, which actually looks pretty dark and stale and dead, but it's a general theme, because if you don't apply the society rules yourself, you may become an outcast. And Taurus is usually very afraid of that, because Taurus has been sacrificed throughout the ages so many times. Especially when we shifted from the Taurus era to the Aries era. So in the Taurus era, I'm talking like the period between minus -4 with 3 zeros to -2 with the 3 zeros after it. That time period, that was the era of the Taurus. And when we shifted from that into the Aries, because the ages, they go backwards. I can't explain why, but they go backwards. After coming from the Taurus era, you had a lot of Taurus statues, religions, symbolism. Okay, and when the Aries entered, people started giving up the old religion. Okay, so you have the cult of Mithras actually slaying the bull with the gold dagger. Okay, so the bull had to be sacrificed now, because he was worshipped to certain extremes. I know there was this religion where they had like a Taurus cast, like a Taurus metal statue, in which they would make a fire and they could sacrifice people there. It was also a form of torture. Now the earth people, they know that you know, in order to have certain not spells, in order to have greater prosperity, you also need to do some sort of sacrifices, and people were used to sacrificing things towards the Taurus, which was the main religion back there, as to gain more prosperity, you know, for the crops, for pregnancy to go well, and so on and so forth. Then we shifted to the Aries era, where we had the cults of the sun. I don't know how it's called, Zoroastrianism, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And we started worshipping the sun with its rays and the Aries. You can actually you can search the cult of Mithras. Also, there was a warrior here in the Taurus period. I forgot his name. He was a great warrior, and he had like his army with him, like very close warriors that looked up to him and worshipped him. But they actually got very jealous of his power, and in a fit of rage, in a moment of darkness in their minds, they gathered and they killed this great warrior as to drink his blood and eat his flesh, so they would gain the power. Now that is the original it's the original how should I say this, ritual. Okay, it's the same ritual that you have in Christianity, where you drink the blood and the blood of God, and eat some form of bread that symbolizes the body of God, the flesh of God. But this warrior that I've been telling you about is the original cult from which this ritual stems from in Christianity. Now, coming back to 5 the Hierophant, your energy, Taurus. You know how other people like to use cows in general. You can use a cow for milk, for meat, for skin, and so many other byproducts that we use from the cow. And also in society, you know how other people around you try to whip you into submission. You have a very beautiful inside, but I don't think you actually manifest it on the outside, like all your abundance that you hold inside. I think you yourself are whipping yourself into submission. Don't act this way, don't act like that. So you're not actually acting very natural, okay? But you know you have this knowledge inside of you. The thing is with Taurus, in other lifetimes you have been experiencing the spiritual side of things and not so much the material. And now when you come into this existence to experience the material, and you take this earth energy upon you, it's like you have enough abundance that attracts a lot of parasitic people, people that want to take advantage of you, people that want to whip you into submission, as I've said before. So you should be able to trust yourself, because you have a lot of knowledge that I don't think you can even understand where all this knowledge is coming from, okay? But there's this threshold here with Uranus coming into your sign. I propose this this theme. You can keep it in the background, keep it as a general idea with you throughout your days in this 6 to 8 year time span. And the theme is stop. No, don't stop. The theme is the good girl or the good guy. Okay? Try to work with this concept. on you. You can do whatever you want with Uranus in your sign, restructure yourself, but really start to take into consideration like the ways that you whip yourself here into ignoring your natural feminine side and instincts, or your needs, your wants, your pleasures of the body, okay? The way in which you deny these things about you just so you can fit into society, just so you can be above people. Maybe you're scared to be your natural self because you know how other people are, that it is easier for them to whip you, sacrifice you, than actually be authentic. So I think it's time for you to reconsider this theme in your life, okay? Stop being non-authentic just for the pleasure of being part of a group or of society, or being accepted or not being sacrificed. Like, depends on your the level of evolution that you are at. But I think it's for you to consider now with Uranus entering your sign. And this is you, Taurus, talking about you, how you have been up until now. And here comes the divine intervention. This is Uranus bringing down the old structure, the old ways that you have been functioning and whipping yourself, not being authentic, not telling, not saying, because you're way too well raised. It's like your monocle almost fell off, you know, while doing something. But here the divine is actually coming here, Uranus coming into your sign to bring down these outdated structures. Like, the old way of being is not applicable for the future anymore. Try to work with yourself. Don't let the divine affect you to this degree, because if you try to embody the energy, like restructure yourself, the divine is not going to be so dramatic with you. But if you ignore these things, it's like here it's gonna come and bring you down from your tower, okay? And it's gonna resonate very heavily with you, because I see here at the top of the tower there's this bell. Like, you have in churches you have these bells that actually they sound, they're being pushed as to make a sound, you know, after the ceremony is finished or after the religious service is over. And it's gonna resonate through all your being, this shift of the tectonic plates. And when I say it's gonna resonate, the thing is that an earthquake is actually caused when two tectonic plates come, they're shifting, okay? And when one goes underneath and another one goes above, they have, let's say, some higher and lower zones. Now, when these two come together, they're gonna be stuck at certain points, okay? And when both of them push through, it's gonna cause an earthquake, okay? And that is still a frequency that resonates. So this is gonna have a real real impact on you, okay? Now, if you're in a love relationship and you want to know how this will apply to you, what I'm seeing here is that, yes, this is your energy, and this is you, and this is the tower here. So what I'm thinking is either you or your partner are trying to do the normal thing, the accepted thing, the thing that is expected of you to like be in a relationship. If you're this age, you need to be in a relationship, you need to marry, you need to do it like this, you don't need to do it like that, this is bad what you're doing. All the things that people around you, like society, is pushing upon you. I don't know, parents, friends, co-workers, people that you actually stop to listen to. Okay, whatever it is that they're saying, that you need to do it like this or like that, or and you are with another person. It's like whatever it is, the structure here that you're trying to build with the other one is gonna be taken down. Maybe you've built a long relationship with the person and someone didn't act authentic, and now they cannot act non-authentic, or this may be you. It's a common thing out in the playing field, as some people name it, that people, while playing the game, they don't act authentic. And it's like, okay, so we're here, we have a relationship now, and one of you, it's like this old way of being, I can't play this game throughout my life, so I wasn't authentic in the first place, but now I can't do this anymore, so it's breaking down. Some of you may actually be going through a divorce. Okay, it may be going through a divorce. Others of you may be losing relationships. Others of you, because you're kind of getting aware of the fact that you no longer can sustain this. It's not applicable, okay? Uranus was in your subconscious, and you may be, you may have been stagnant in the last 8 years because it was doing mental work in the background of your mind, of your consciousness, but now it's gonna be on the outside, okay? So maybe other people have seen you as being a bit stagnant, but now it's time for action, okay? And no one gets away. If there has been some funny business happening, it's like what I'm seeing here is this person is with the whip, and someone here is trying to catch these people trying to run away from the event. It's like either you and your partner are trying to get away from society and work this out on your own, or someone was actually having some sort of thing on the outside that is not so traditional, but no one gets away here. Things are gonna be revealed by divine intervention, okay? Just get ready, Taurus, okay, for this Tower event that's coming for you. And you have 5 the Hierophant, which is the Taurus, 16 the Tower, so 5, 6, 1 plus 6 is also 7, so it's a challenge here. And then you have the 8 of Pentacles, so it's kind of the energy is picking up to a certain moment here that we'll talk in a bit. Now, after coming out of this Tower situation, either on your by yourself or with another person, it's like after all of this, so the established rulership over our essences has been torn down. Okay, what we thought it was gonna be there forever, for ages, unchangeable, unmovable, is being broken down by divine intervention, because this is outdated, this is the old way. We don't need to do what society says, we don't need to do the default mode. We need to take the front seat for our lives. Then you have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. The 8 of Pentacles usually talks about some sort of collaboration as to it's a stable card, about talking about collaboration as to create some sort of shelter for 2 people. or working away at the thing until you master it. It's like being an apprentice of someone. Okay, you can see here in the card that you have some gold and a dog and a squirrel. Now a dog and a squirrel, they don't usually go very well together, because the dog usually chases tail. If a dog chases a squirrel, it's gonna see the closest to the dog is gonna be the squirrel's tail. So he's chasing tail, but here the dog cannot bark at the squirrel, or the squirrel cannot run away, because they're trying to you know, shelter themselves from the rain. And you also have the nuts here and some gold here. Now being in the reverse, it's like I'm seeing you, Taurus, coming out of this goddamn rubble here, from the soul structure, coming down. It's like you're trying to deal with small things of life. It's like you're going through major changes and you're still trying to, you know, go and buy bread, do small things, the small unimportant things of life, doing the things that you are usually used to doing. Taurus is also known to be like the salesperson. So Taurus can look at anything and say, well, yeah, I can take this and bottle it up and sell it and whatnot. So you're doing small things here, like trying to ignore the fact, like, look at this, your outer shell is being broken down. It's you. This is you inside of this tower. I think it's you, but you've built so high walls where this your inner authority sits, with all the rules, with all the things that you cannot do. I cannot do this, I cannot be that, I cannot say that, so on and so forth. This is being torn apart. And here I think you're sitting with different parts of yourself, like, how am I gonna rebuild this? Like, the storm is coming, you know, because you have the lightning and then comes the storm, and it's upside down also. So it's like a bridge. It's like the bridge, the tower, this structure has fallen, and you're trying to, like, wait, I can still fix it, I can still salvage this. It's like you're a miser of some sort. Like, you cannot let go of the old thing, like the old parts of you. You're done with these. Stop working on the rubble of your former self. You know why? Because the divine wants you to be with no protection, zero protection, like being open as to receive the change. So you're dabbling here with the last things that you hold about yourself. Maybe I can still be with this person. Maybe I can fix it. You know, because Taurus is gonna be that person that I can fix it. Yeah. He's a Taurus can be a very great curator. Okay, he can take care of things. He can restore things, like if you think about antiquities and so on. He's also a collector, a miser. Okay, so you're doing these small stupid things here again. Stop doing this. Stop dabbling in the rubble. I know this is torn apart and the storm is coming and you need some form of shelter, and you're dabbling in the rubble. Stop doing that. Okay, stop doing that. You know why? Because it's like the divine is hunting you down here. It's throwing this wand towards you. It's like fire energy. So first we had this. Tear down the outer shell. It's like you're being a tortoise. And we know Taurus for being a very slow moving sign. Okay? Taurus has 4 stomachs, so while Uranus was in your 12th house, it's like you sat there just to digest all those things that were in your subconscious, and now the Taurus needs to move, but you're scattered here. You need to move like really fast, because the divine is almost like hunting you down, okay? Bringing down your defenses, your shell, you little tortoise, okay? Stop trying to salvage the shell, because this is coming for you. The divine is throwing this Ace of Wands towards you. It's like you don't need to manage all those crazy things, okay? You don't need that stuff. In a love relationship, it could be the fact that you're the one trying to salvage, trying to like fix. Yeah, I can fix. Being small, being miserable in a situation, and still trying to be there. When you can see here in the Tower card, this person has the wand. It's like the Hermit being here with the Ace of Wands in his hand, okay? Trying to catch these people. No one is getting away. If there's something shady going on in the background, either on your side or on your partner's side, this wand is coming in fast. It's fiery. You cannot ignore it. You cannot go on with the same stupid things. No one is safe here, okay? So all the ways in which you have been bowing your head, trying to fix things, trying to make them go a little more. Nothing is forever, okay? Not even your relationship isn't forever. But if you have the chance now, actually fix it. Get one of these, you know, it's like a straight spine, a powerful spine. When your spine is powerful, you can keep yourself high, and you can, you know, hold yourself high and mighty. You know, the information that's going through your spine is circulating better, because you have these neural connections that, and they're like fiber optics, you know. If you hunch your back, okay, this is not a very spacious place to be in, okay? These people are also bent. So when you hunch yourself, bend your back, try to be less than you are, the beautiful being that you are, as to please others, fix the thing, do the thing. Stop being like this, and actually raise yourself, raise your vibration, hold your head high, okay? Even though your body may be on the ground here with this love relationship, or your protection being taken away, even though your body is on the ground, you should be, I don't know, interstellar, connected to this wand here, to the divine. Like, make your spine be like an antenna for the divine, because after the storm, okay, we have thunder, we have the clouds, we also have the rain, and then comes the sun. It's gonna shine again through all of this. Now, you may perceive this Ace of Wands as being a new way of acting, of restructuring yourself, a new way of relating to other people. This may be like a new relationship that you want for yourself. You finally get clear. It's either you getting clear on this because you become an antenna for the divine, or it's the divine hunting you down. You have nowhere to go, really, Taurus. You have nowhere to go. Just get used to moving. As I said, Uranus was in your 12th house. You were sitting down because your subconscious was being restructured. You were sitting down to digest things of the past, like finishing up the cycle. Now when it's coming towards you, it's time for you to take the wand, and this is like a compass needle pointed in the direction. If not, it will be pointed for you that you shouldn't be here, and you need to get back on your hooves and run with this energy, okay? So stop scattering here with all this saving, fixing, whatever, okay? Stop being an apprentice, because you're not. Get real about what it is that you want to do. And when this energy comes in, if you do not sit with it, it's like, yes, you're scattering here with the Five of Wands. It ties into the Hierophant card, okay? But this is the part of the Hierophant that wages war. It's like, you know how Christianity has been with other people that of different religions. It's like this is the Vatican, and here you have the Spanish Inquisition's ways of implying their will upon people. You know, this is the right way, this is the righteous way, and you have a surplus here of arsenal. So this is like you're ready to wage war, because you perceive this energy coming in as a war. You have no shell, you have nowhere to go, you're just here ready to fight. You don't know what you are doing, okay? You're a bit scattered, but that's to be expected, okay? Many of us don't know how to, when the tectonic plates shift, it's like this is what society usually says: get ready for war, we're gonna go to war. This is all we know how to do that is best. We have enough experience in waging wars. Now it may be you or another person that is stuck in this old way of being. I'm thinking it's you, that somehow you're gonna try to wage war upon the other person, that this didn't work out because you did this and this and this. You have an arsenal of arguments here with you, and you're gonna try to whip the other person back with you into this, like, okay, I tried to do this, now it fell apart, now I was trying to fix it, but we're both getting very clear that this is not what we want, but still stay here with me, like, or this may be the other person doing this to you, and you don't need this. You're wasting time scattering around, having a surplus of feisty energy inside of you, okay? Now, 5 of Swords and 5, the Hierophant, you know, we have 5 fingers, 5 fingers on our hands, 5 fingers on our toes, 5 senses, okay? So you're a very sensual sign. No other sign will play with your senses like Taurus does, okay? But here I'm thinking that you're it's normal. It's like your protection has been taken away, and the energy of Taurus, it's like, you know, there's war coming, and you're getting a bit scared here, and not protective, but feisty. It's like you're a bit trigger happy with your arguments and your concepts, and you're a bit stuck in your mind a bit with some rules here. It's okay. It's okay, but really do take care as to not scatter around too much. Okay? And last but not least, we have the 2 of Swords. So, okay, you were attacked by the divine here, or the other person with this thing, with the ultimate truth, with a new way of doing things, a new project. You may be scared out of your mind, so that's where you're starting to manifest this worrying energy type of thing, out of protection in a way. Like, the general thing is about your stability being taken away, okay, and being hunted down. This is the new path, like the compass needle is pointing into a certain direction. Now, the 5 of Swords is someone again working. They're not taking the Ace of Wands very easily, okay? But do embrace it with all your being. Embrace it. It's not easy for you to have it in your life, but it's needed, okay? Accept the change, Taurus. Let go of whatever. Just let go. It's time for new things. I'm not saying to let go of a certain person or something, but you, inside of you, need to understand that it's time for change. Now, with the 2 of Swords here coming last, it's like you getting clear on the idea that the divine doesn't want you to suffer and go through this. It's manifested like this because you don't know how to let go or bring about change in your life, being a very feminine, that is passive and fixed sign. So you're very traditional and fixed in your ways, but this is how it needs to manifest because you won't let go. And once you understand the fact that the divine doesn't have bad intentions for you, it's like you're freeing up these swords here. Okay, you're giving this surplus stop. It's like, okay, so this is not actually very bad. I just need to calm down. I have this Ace of Wands pointing into a direction. I just need to sit for a bit, for a moment, just for a moment, so I can see what I need to do now. Now the Two of Swords here talks about a person that is in suspension. They're in a very high point somewhere, looking out into the distance, thinking that, okay, this needle is pointing this way. And maybe you're trying to create a map or trying to see a road that will lead you to where this is heading. Okay, when it comes to love relationships, I think that you're getting clear upon the fact that what has been was not healthy. You want something else now, okay, because you have the doves here. So I'm thinking enough with the war. You're gonna try to create more peace, but how to go about that? The Two of Swords ties into the High Priestess. The High Priestess is intuition, secrets, and so on. You're gonna be a bit stagnant here as to get this divine information actually integrated somehow into you, but you need to be a bit still here before you take a decision. If you're battling between two decisions, try to feel it. Try to feel with your being, okay? I would recommend taking into consideration this. I would recommend you to go with the one that is more innovative, more new, maybe a bit out of character. Why not? Because why not? Really, why not? Just do it. You cannot lose anything else. What can you lose here? You have Two Swords and this Ace of Wands. I don't think you can lose the Ace of Wands, but that's it. That's all you have. And the Two Swords. You should have only this thing, but you're gonna have to take a decision here. So your needle compass, your compass's needle is pointing in a direction, and I think that here at the end of May, you kind of see two paths that will lead there. So are you gonna take the scenic route, you know, like a cow through the meadow, going slow, eating, or are you gonna charge forth with your horns, like from point A to point B in a straight line? This is up for you to decide. The general thing that I'm seeing here is that you are gonna be freed of some things, okay? It's time for a big change in your life. It's time for you to gather another type of knowledge, okay, Taurus? So I wish you all the best. Really to take care of your love relationships. Stop letting yourself be sacrificed, or trying to fix every time, or then being a warrior type because the other person doesn't want to still contribute to this outdated, unnecessary thing here. Yeah, really try to think only for yourself where it is that you are. Sorry, Taurus, camera froze. So I think you got the general idea of the reading. I just want to do a small announcement now. We're still gonna have things being shifted and changed on the channel, but either this month or next month we're gonna put up a link if you want to buy us coffee. Like donate $1 or any amount. We're trying to we're trying to raise money for a new camera, because this one is outdated and it freezes at certain points and does different things. So if you feel like it, either this month or next one, there's gonna be a PayPal account up for donations. Also, we're not doing personalized reading for the moment. We're trying to figure that out, and we will update you, everyone, when personalized readings will be available. So take care, Taurus, and have fun on your beautiful adventure, not only in the month of May, but throughout this Uranus in Taurus time span. Goodbye and see you next month.